Now to the Israel-Hamas war. About 60 journalists have been killed covering the war since it started on October 7th, nearly as many as during the entire Vietnam War. And that's according to the International Federation of Journalists. The group estimates there were 1,000 journalists and media workers in Gaza before the conflict. Now, none of them can get out. Joining me now is Sharif Mansour from the Committee to Protect Journalists. Thank you for your time. This is devastating news, and the work of a journalist has maybe never been more difficult, not just for their own personal safety, but also trying to get the story out there. Talk to me about how this conflict is different from other war zones.
Thank you for having me. This is unprecedented, the level of danger and how deadly this conflict has been over 2 months, more than 60. But the majority, and close to 90%, are specifically local Palestinian journalists who've been killed in Gaza. There are 4 who are Israeli journalists who were killed on the first day, and 3 Lebanese journalists who've killed covering clashes on the Lebanese border. The local Palestinian journalists in Gaza are the ones who are facing exponential risk, bombardment, and now the imminent risk of being trapped in the ground invasion that exists in the south. And many of those journalists are local freelancers, photojournalists. The first few were killed near the only entry and exit points of Gaza, south in the Rafah crossing and north in the Erez crossing. And they've been killed everywhere since between, including in the south, in Rafah city and in Khan Yunis, where they were told they were going to be safe. They had no safe haven and they had no exit. Many of them have seen colleagues die, have seen family and loved ones killed. They had to flee and leaving behind their homes, and saw their own facilities, media facilities, being destructed over the course of this war.
And are journalists also being targeted, or are they being caught in the crossfire?
We are investigating every case, and we've asked for the Israeli army to investigate all of the killings. We've asked also for independent investigating in some of those, for journalists who were visibly had press insignia, and for journalists like Bilal Jadallah, a local press freedom advocate who had helped identify journalists who've been killed by the Israeli army fire over 21 years. He was killed in his car, but also the 3 journalists who were killed in Lebanon by Israeli shelling. They also had press insignia. They have been reporting from the place, and in one incident, just an hour before they were killed, they were reporting from the place. We are looking into at least a dozen cases where there are past threats against the journalists, their employers, their families, that makes it more likely they've been targeted. And those we could see evidence that the Israeli army has not exercised warranted and proportional use of lethal force. We would recommend also to be investigated by the International Criminal Court.
And Sharif, do we have a sense of how many journalists are trapped in Gaza and for what variety of organizations they work for?
A majority, unfortunately, are just Palestinian local freelance and photojournalists. Some of them only use social media to send what is basically first-hand testimonial accounts about what's happening in absence of international media that had not been able to go into the region, have been dwindling out of the region because of the risk involved in covering the region in the past. Unfortunately, many of them are also doing their job while they're having their families with them and working out of makeshift tents close to hospitals and close to schools where they can find electricity and an internet connection, areas that also are being fought right now in the ground invasion.
It is an incredibly dangerous job, and you talk about some of the logistical challenges for them, the threats of the air raids, the explosions, the loss of internet and electricity. They also are combating disinformation on a daily basis. How are journalists within Gaza able to work through the complexity of that situation as the world watches but cannot see everything that's happening?
In addition to the casualties list, we have compiled a list of threats, detentions, journalists facing obstruction in Gaza and in the West Bank and in Israel too. And in many ways, those who are in Gaza are struggling to survive, but also to have means to communicate because of the bombardment to communication facilities and lack of fuel to continue operate communication towers. Unfortunately, as of yesterday, we've reached news blackout and communication blackout 4 times in Gaza, where people could not even use cell phones or landlines in order to communicate. And for us and for many of them, for people watching all over the world, we lose a window into reality when we don't have the information or commentary from those journalists. They are our window into timely and accurate independent information. And without them, we end up only with a sea of mis and disinformation that can fuel the conflict.
Right. And finally, to that point, what role do consumers play and the burden that they share in this age of evolving technology, misinformation, as we know the work of journalists has become so much more critical and difficult?
Well, social media websites like Instagrams have been involved. I think a lot of people are using it from inside Gaza because it's most suitable for sending images, videos, coverage of what's happening. A lot of it's things like the aftermath of an Israeli airstrike, casualties, testimonies in hospitals, and other ways to show the suffering. And in many ways, that is the reason that these journalists continue to pay those sacrifices and take those exponential risks.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.